We're on our last myth. This is called natural isn't worth it. It is a lot of hassle and it's really messy. It's true. I mean, natural really is. But it's not terribly much more messy than this, especially if you count the glitter. It smells incredible. And truly, real greenery and real floral arrangements are elegant on a level that we rarely see now. And it's costly, and you have to be a little more creative about the application. But if you're having a very special dinner party or event and you really want it to be meaningful and lasting, not that that's not, but real fresh garland and flowers, it's just, you cannot beat it. So all of the pictures that you see that I'm going to show you of the natural, I got all of this at Rodine Farms, and it's on the corner of Clarabelle and Oakdale, and the owner's name is Antoinette Rodine, and she gets a hold of some of the most beautiful stuff I have ever seen. And you can customize it. I've gotten garlands in the past with real lemons in them, rosemary and sage for kitchens, and it smells amazing. A client's house who had a lot of red and orange but wanted the elegance of a true natural garland. We did those little Fuyu persimmons and pomegranates and pepperberries. That's how you can tell, it's a totally different thing for me. That's how I started in decorating, or for Christmas, was all the natural, because customers at the time, I mean, it hadn't evolved to the place where it is now. So I just go in their backyard and cut and then make my own, and that's also kind of fun. So this is a French country style home in Del Rio on the home tour one year, and we really wanted to show off Antoinette's beautiful fresh greenery. The home was primarily beige and white, and so we used a lot of that in this custom arrangement. It has the juniper berries, pepper berries, giant white hydrangeas and roses. Just, when you walked in, you just felt better looking at it. And apples, we used some apples there. These cute little tiny trees in a pretty little pot. They make a big difference, even in your windowsill or next to your sink in the kitchen. It's just something alive and pretty and fresh and cheerful. I love to drape incense cedar on chandeliers because it has that beautiful drapey feeling, and it has those teeny tiny little gold points at the very end. So again, a textural and color change, but it's so beautiful. It looks like it was just painted and applied, and with such care. It's really beautiful, and it smells incredible. Incense cedar is the best. If you have any acreage or property, I suggest you plant one because you will never regret it. And then on the back of each of these, we did eucalyptus wreaths, little mini wreaths, and kind of used the same application as what I was talking to you about for the staircase, to tie them on the back of each chair. That house smelled great. In this instance, we took an incense cedar garland from the ceiling and brought it all the way down. That was a lot of fun. You have to find, if you're afraid of heights, you have to find a friend who is not, or this does not work. I once fell off a ladder. Now I can't do it. So I have a friend come with me because I can't stand it. Only in case of emergency, like to save a child, will I get up there. Okay, another example of something that's sort of whimsical and fun. Armour Smith's house on Sycamore, I don't know if you know, it's the big, huge, beautiful brick home. And now his daughter lives there. She's very, very sweet, and let us do her house on a home tour one year. Disclaimer, note to selves, never leave a site without explicit instructions as to what should and should not be placed at the front door. These are beautiful urns, iron, with this box at the bottom to hold them up. These little white cyclamen, which I like independently, do not work in this application at all. So although your helpers might think you're being stinky by saying, don't touch it, really, to save yourself and your reputation, it's necessary. You have to say that because you never know what's going to happen when you come back.
What,
So
you mean they added that?
they added that and this garish bow for all to see. 700 of the most, how do you say this?
Distinguished?
Well,
Influence.
700 of the most attuned eyes, no, 1,400 of the most attuned eyes in this city saw that with my name on it.
Oops.
Yeah.
Now, is that an incense cedar that you use for the garland?
It is
Wrapping
incense
across?
cedar, yes.
Okay.
And the point was to have it very, very natural. We layered the fruit in these wire cage urns and then put these spectacular magnolia leaves, curly willow, all of that. And it was all completely natural because the theme of the entry, again, theme is important. It's fun sometimes just to have a little whimsy, was the birdie party. Because you'll note on the backs of these outdoor chairs, which is just to the right of that front door, these little birdie seed bells were hanging off each little chair. And then there was a wreath on an iron gate as you came up the walk that had little birdie seed toys. But birdies don't like wired ribbon and they don't care about cyclamen. So without that, you can think, oh, that was really cute. Right. So that's another example of natural. This was in the Nutcracker house. The pool table completely draped. That was very hard because you can't wreck the pool table. Again, the incense cedar garland from the ceiling. Little mini bay wreaths with the satin bows. So and they're actually not even bows, they're just a beautiful little hanging piece of exquisite red satin. And then this was completely decorated with fresh, a large arrangement. It was all fresh. And then you can't see, but across there was a wall of windows and that was treated with a garland, the length of the windows. That house smelled so good. Okay, trends for 2012. Frontgate, they're a really interesting company and they have a designer on staff all year who works on Christmas. And he's friends with the family at Keller's and will come and give a class. And he's really interesting. And I really enjoyed it when I took that class. So this is what he's come up with for this year. It's much more woodsy than they've been in the past. It looks like we're going in two very distinct directions for trends for 2012. Really woodsy and warm with just a touch of sparkle, or bright, wild, non-traditional color. So it's a departure. This is the Macy's Sneak Attack. You'll note the chairs and boxes and things stacked around because I was afraid of getting caught. But the white tree I thought was really neat because you see a lot of this kind of thing happening, but it almost looks fiber optic. Their neat little pick is, and it's much longer, so it takes up a greater volume of space, which I thought was kind of fun. And I looked around locally for something like that and was not successful. Here you have a baby blue and red and white tree, which is kind of interesting. And I would not think to do that. It's not red, white, and blue because the baby blue is a little more subdued. But I thought it was different. And wouldn't you know, there's purple and blue and white. So, although that purple to me is kind of tough, I think a more lavender is easier for me to take. I guess I tend to be a little more either muted or traditional at heart. And again, like a lot of the gold and red traditional, that will never go out of style, which is nice because you can purchase in those color areas and never really feel guilty about it. And that's me.